What's up, guys? Kato here with, look who it is. I got Wolfgang, I got Next Gen. We're at Hustler Casino right now. I'm literally editing and posting this video. So if you're around, you should come join the meetup game. It's a blast.
Welcome back to the vlog. My trip to Austin is a very quick one. I'm only there for 2 days. My flight leaves in about 3 hours, but I have to get one more session in, an early morning session. Because of my time constraints, my decisions are a little rushed, my play is a little forced, and I try to make things happen. Let's see if I can do it. Pocket twos in the small blinds, the first hand I pick up. The middle position limps, so does the low jack. The hijack bumps it up to 15. I'm definitely going to see a flop for 14. The middle position and low jack make the call. We're headed 4 ways to the flop. $62 in the pot, and it comes out 5-10-4. Of course, I don't hit my set, but I do have some backdoor straight possibilities. It checks through, and the turn is the 3 of spades. Now my backdoor straight opportunities are coming to life. I'm going to open up the action, try to take down the pot now. I'm going with a 2/3 pot size bet of 40. The middle position is the only player that wants to call. He completes 142 in the pot, and the river comes out to 10 of hearts. Unfortunately, this is not the card that is going to do it for me. I'm going to have to win this hand on a bluff, unless he has ace high or something worse. I'm just going to give up, though. I checked in the middle position player, and he bet 70. I toss my hand right away. I'm down to 245. Top back off to 300. In for 355 now. And I pick up queen 9 of diamonds in the hijack. The middle position opens to 10. I'm going to 3-bet this to 45. Once again, trying to create action, trying to get this table moving. The small blind makes the call. And then the middle position player goes all in. He only has 49 behind him. I should have been paying closer attention to the stacks. I would have just called if I knew that he was going to shove on me immediately when I 3-bet with such a small stack. This has been a problem in multiple other vlogs. Always keep an eye on your opponent's chip stacks, folks. I, of course, make the call for 14. The small blind calls as well. We're going to the flop. 4-7-5. 2 red cards, but they're both hearts. I'm walking on really thin ice. And when the small blind bets 50, unfortunately, although it's a large pot, I just throw my hand away. Let's go to a run out. The turn is the queen of clubs. I connect. Maybe I would have been good. The river, the king of clubs. The player that went all in flips over 4-3 of hearts. Pretty good flop for him. And then the opponent who bet on the flop turns over pocket fives for the flop set of fives. Okay, I was destroyed. I got out of the hand at the right time. But I definitely could have possibly saved another $45 on that one. Topping back off to 300. In for 414 now. And the next hand I pick up is 5-4 of hearts in the low jack. The other gun player limps. So does the middle position player. The other middle position player, I limp as well. And then the hijack makes it 17. The cutoff calls, the small blind calls, the big blind calls. Of course, I'm closing the action. I have a decent suited connector. I'm going to make the call as well. 5-way action going to the flop, $91 in the pot. And the dealer puts out 4-7-9. No hearts in sight. I do have bottom pair with a terrible kicker. I would have preferred if it was a 6 or a 3. Unfortunately, when the big blind bets out 45, I cannot continue. I toss my hand away once again. Topping off for $17, in for $431. And the next hand I pick up is finally a decent one. Maybe I can make some money with pocket 10s in middle position. The undergun player makes the call. I open the action at 15. The middle position player calls. The hijack calls. The undergun player completes the action. 63 in the pot. The flop comes out 9-9-3. Okay, I can work with this. The 9 is scary, but at least I still have an overpair. I'm blocking hands such as 10-9. There's only one combo of 10-9 suited available. I'm going to throw out a green chip, take a stab at the pot. I make it 25 with a half-size pot bet. And it's going to get through. Finally shooting the first pot of the morning. Time is dwindling. I don't have much longer at the table. Now I got to get some of my money back. 348 my stack. I pick up ace, king of spades under the gun. I open it to 15. The low jack calls. The small blind defends. 47 in the pot. 3-way action in the flop. 3-7-5. 1 spade. I've got my 2 overs. I've got my back doors. And I'm going to continue betting. I make it 25. And the low jack calls. The turn is the 6 of clubs. I decided to check. My opponent checks as well. The river, the 4 of spades. There's now a straight on the board. It checks through again, and we chop the pot. My opponent had 3 deuce, had me beat until the river. 357 in my stack. The next hand I pick up is pocket 8s under the gun. I open the action to 10. The low jack calls. So does the cutoff. The small blind defends. 42 in the pot, and the flop is 3-4-8. Once again, close to hitting my set. Don't get there. The small blind donks out for 10. I make the call. And the low jack and cutoff come along. No one is leaving this pot quite yet. And the turn is the jack of diamonds. This time the small blinds decides to check. And I decide I want to take over this pot. I make it 45. And I only get 1 caller in the cutoff. 172 in the pot. We're going to the river. It's a 10 of clubs. Now I have a straight draw. Does me no good. No more cards are coming. I don't think I have the winning hand. I think the only way to win this hand is by sticking and some chips and taking it down with the bluff. That's exactly what I do. 125 probably could have gone a little bit larger, and my opponent goes deep into the tank. And when I say deep into the tank, I mean he thought for over 3 minutes on this decision. And what do you do when your opponent is tanking like that? No one at the table will say time. You want to say time, but you don't want to say it when you're in the hand with the opponent. You just sit there and let the guy think for 3 freaking minutes? Well, that's what I did. And he found a call with Queen Jack offsuit. So maybe tanking a little longer than he needed to. Maybe I could have made my bet a little larger than I needed to. But it's a pretty clear call, I think. Pretty simple call. Unfortunately, that drops me down to 167. I take the rest of the chips out of my pocket, put them on the table, 219. And then I pick up ace jack of diamonds in the cutoff. The undergun player limps the hijack limps. I make it 25. The undergun player calls. The flop comes out 8, 10, 7. And the under the gun player just decides to rip her whole stack on me, 118. If she would have bet 30, I probably would have called. If she would have bet half her stack, I probably would have called. But 118, no, I'm not going to call that. So I make the fold, and unfortunately, I have to go. My time here in Austin, Texas is up. I came and I played quite the dumb session. But this is what happens when you sit down at a poker table with a limited amount of time and try to push the issue. Typically, it doesn't work. Typically, it's a terrible idea. And it was a terrible idea in this situation. And it was a bad idea in this situation because I'm in for 500, out for 185 for a loss of $315. Thank you so much for watching. Cato out.